following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences. Say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. Always say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. We're back. Say true God. Them yarns.
Say true God.
God. Always say true God. Them yarns.
Say true God. This is Sparta!
Far out.
Oh, g'day, beautiful people. Welcome to Them Yarns, a podcast. This is your very strong, intelligent co-host, Aaron. I'm not going to use my full name, Nagus. G'day, Carly. How you going today, sister?
Aaron Anthony Nagus. That's it. I made it up. I don't know. What was mine last time? You said Carly something. We were going to keep going. I'm all right. I'm good.
Carly Lorraine.
Carly. Could you imagine? CLW. Chooch. Yeah. I'm all right, besides Orange Fingers in the podcast.
Orange Fingers.
Salty Plum.
I told her she needs to settle down, but she said, I am going to settle down because she's about to run out, everybody.
I'm about to run out. Salty Plum shop, come through, man. I'm trying to shop. There's nothing online. I'm still waiting for that sponsorship. And you know what? We do have a new sponsor soon. We've got our not a sponsor, and more of an endorsed product that we will be endorsing.
Product.
I can't say very much just yet.
Can't say, okay.
I've got to pick it up. I've got to pick up the product. I've got to send it to you so you can have it on your end. I can have it on mine, and then we can talk about it. So I'm very excited about that. A physical. Yeah.
Proper official.
I know. We're getting a little bit too professional for this black ass podcast.
I know. It'll be like, how long is it going to take to get here in the mail?
True that. Anyway, what's the week? What's been happening?
It's been a really interesting week, I think, if you have been on your phone or looking at a TV. We've had some really interesting things happening in the big wide world. The two things that stood out for me is, as everybody knows, I'm a political nerd, and I don't want to just make this Aaron's political podcast, but two really interesting things happened this week where people on the conservative side of politics had two very bad things happen. One was horrible, and another one was bad for them politically, but really interesting. And it was your sister Jacinta. I won't use her full name because we're trying not to get sued here, but she got sacked. She got fired.
I don't think
she didn't get sacked. She got removed from her place of power, which she thought she was going to be the deputy prime minister. Well, no, the shadow deputy prime minister.
Yeah.
And now she is shadows in the shadows.
In the shadow. And I don't think we're not getting sued. It's public knowledge. And she is a politician. So yeah, it's factual. It's out there. Jacinta Price has been basically dropped by the Liberal Party.
She's been dropped.
Yeah, very publicly after some statements that she made about the Indian Australian community and around that Labor basically skewed the numbers of immigrants coming into Australia because they tend to vote Labor. And then she didn't back the leader and didn't want to apologise. So there was a few things of why she's been dumped, but she's on the back burn now. But she did go for was she running for the leader? Yeah. Just before the election?
Yeah, so just not before. So after the election, so after they lost.
That's right.
They were voting in the new leaders, and she was going to be the deputy prime minister for old mate. But then when Susan Lee, when she won, she realised she didn't have the numbers, and so she said, "Nope, not going to do it," and then just left everybody high and dry. And they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So, but yeah, the Conservatives really love her, and I'm not sure if they actually love her or if it's just because she says all the populist things. You know, like she was the one that said "Make Australia Great Again," which she thought was a really great call,
which got them into all sorts of drama.
Got them smashed. And then she said, there's large numbers of Indian people coming in because that's what Labor is doing to win the vote, which is exactly what the people were saying at the marches around Australia, all the KKK marches. And so they're blaming Indian people for Labor winning. Like, they're literally saying Labor's letting all these Indians win in so they can win. And now, like, she's basically guaranteed that most people from that subcontinent aren't going to vote for him because she's playing like a political football.
Yeah, and, at the end of the day, you stand up in front of a camera, and I think what's happened is journalists have asked her numerous times, do you support and back your leader of your party? And she just didn't own up to it. She didn't publicly say that, and that is seen, I guess, by any party as a weakness. And, and it took the leader of the opposition to say, sorry, girl,
Yeah,
into the
well.
shadows, into the back bench, please.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. It's a very spectacular breakup, I guess you could call it. Have you ever had one of
Yes.
those where someone's just like, you're broken up, you're
Oh,
out?
have I ever had a I've been trying to think about this, and I think I have.
Mm.
There's one in particular where I thought I was in love and I thought we were, the bee's knees,
Oh,
she
dear.
was we were trying to keep it in the culture, everything was going great. But, we ended up not seeing eye to eye on a few things and yeah, she broke up with me when she was
Oh,
like 600 kilometers away.
ouch.
I was like, oh, that's real nice.
That was
Couldn't have-
your first real breakup proper?
No.
Or no, it was just, was it the most painful? Like, I'm getting very deep now.
That was the one that wasn't me or that wasn't mutual.
Mm,
So that's really the only time that somebody's like, you got to go.
ouch.
Most other times it's been like, oh, this isn't really working. This isn't really working. Let's try again for another 6 years. Oh, no, this didn't work. And then we split up. Not 6 years. 6 years is over. 6 months.
6 months.
You're like, oh, yeah, no, well, you drag it out, you
Mm.
drag it out, you drag it out. You're like, nah.
Well, like Jacinta, I've also been broken up with. I think my worst breakup is someone who I was with for about 5 years who broke up with me and went and moved to Thailand. So for about 3
Wow.
months. So that's
Wow.
yeah, that was great. So nice. It's funny that I can talk about it now without actually bursting into tears, right? Like,
Yeah,
let's be
true.
honest. We can talk about breakups, but you know what? Like breakups, if you're going through a breakup right now, it is the worst thing. Like
Oh, yeah.
when they say it's heartbreaking, you can literally feel like Ralph from The Simpsons. This is how old I am. If you
Physical.
just see the heart slowly breaking in slow mo, that's what breakups feel like, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah,
think for, it's not just the neurodiversity thing too. Like maybe that's part of the dating culture you see now where things are very, not as deep and meaningful because people are like, I can't go through those movies. Like we used to love them romantic movies.
Yep.
And now like how many romantic movies do you see that are big in modern culture? There's like, I can think of 3 or 4 that were like, oh, this is
yeah.
the rom-com that stole my heart. I'm gonna go watch this with my lover.
The Notebook,
Yeah.
Never Been Kissed.
Yeah.
These are things we grew up on thinking
Yeah.
that's what it is. And now we get the Tinder swindler. That's actually what the love story is.
Oh my
The
goodness.
worst
Exactly.
ex. Like these are actually the love stories that are relatable now.
Yes.
Sorry, one.
Yeah. And so, maybe that's in reaction to people like, I don't want to feel and get hurt anymore. So, that's the easiest way to do it.
Do you believe in relationships that end? Like you have a breakup with someone and then you get back together. Like, what's the success rate?
Oh,
Have
I
you
don't
ever?
know.
Do you reckon? Because
I
hands
did it.
up.
I did it a bunch of times.
All right,
I'm not gonna
guilty.
lie.
Guilty is charged. I have
Yeah.
done it. You go back. You think, okay, it's going to be different this time.
Yeah, they changed.
I did
We
it 3
communicated.
times. I did
3 times.
So
Oh,
what's the success rate? Obviously, it's not 3 out of 3 because I failed. But
Yeah,
can
I
it
don't
work for
know.
people?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
There'd be a bunch of people who broke up and got back together, and it worked.
Let us know. We want to know. What's the
Yeah.
success rate for breaking
What
up,
is the success rate for breaking up, and
getting back together? And I mean, like, if there's like months or years in between. I've known many people that have like gotten even married, like gone away, come back years and years later, reconnected, and then does that work? I want to know. Tell us.
You see those cute Facebook stories or Instagram stories. When I say stories, don't mean like the video bit, like, old mate and old love. They thought they were in love and then they split up during the war. And then like 50 years later, they're finally reunited and it's like the love never ended. Meanwhile, they both had like wife and kids and everything, but they've all died. And then they're like, oh, we found love again at, 83 or
I don't know.
whatever it
I
is.
don't want to get back with someone when I'm 83. Like
No.
at that age, I feel like you didn't get the best of me. You know what I mean? Like you had those years, you let them go, and now you expect me to come in at 85 and we're going to reconnect. Get out of here. That's just me.
Get in the retirement village singing old Tupac songs. It'd be deadly.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like when I'm thinking about Jacinta, she got broken up with, but will she get picked up again at some point? Will they come back and reunite? Will she just, maybe she'll, you know what, I'm going to call it. I think she will go out and be with Pauline Hanson. I think think Pauline will
Oh, she
pick
got
her
to
up at
find a new
some
one.
point. Yep. I think they'll reconnect, or she will go out as an independent and find some backers and come out and be the single queen. Who knows? In the political game, who knows?
I 100% see what you're saying. I don't think she can go independent because nobody likes her um, in her own where she lives. So
Ooh.
they don't vote for her. So she wins because she was part of the
Okay.
party.
Yep.
So she can't go by herself.
What if she moves out of that electorate?
Yeah, she'd have to go be somebody else's rep somewhere else.
Could happen.
She
You
can't.
just never know. Stranger things have happened
Yeah, no,
in
they move the mob around.
Australian politics. You just don't know. You could have the breakup, you could get broken up with it and just put it in the back bench. And then next minute, hey, do you want to go out again? You just never know.
I think they're going to go back out again. I don't think it's a permanent split. I think they got no. I don't think they have many options. I think they're in a little small country town.
Well, the
And
parties
they
had split
look
anyway,
around.
right?
There's nobody left. Like, oh well, I tried her, tried him, tried them.
No, it's the
I have
last
to get
two
back with this
people.
one.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, it's kind of like me in Brisbane with Tinder. There's only a couple of things left for me. Oh, bless. Yeah, I don't know. Let us know if you know some breakups. What's your worst breakup? What's your most painful break? If you're going through one, I just want to give a shout out to the people going through a heartbreak, because getting broken up with or breaking up with somebody is really hard. And it can be really debilitating. But if you had to give anyone any advice on how to get over a breakup, what's the go?
So when I was younger, they always said, like the obvious, you got to jump back on the horse.
Wow.
It never worked. It doesn't make you feel better.
Nah.
It did for the 7 minutes and 20 seconds, but
Ew. Ew.
yeah. I don't know if there's a way to make it go any quicker. I think you just have to know that it's going to hurt for a while and be okay with that.
Who gets over breakups better, women or men?
Women do it better. Men try harder.
There's no way men try harder at breakups. There's no way.
No, like they try harder after it. So, like they go out and they do all the...
They try harder to get over it, is what you're saying.
Yes. Like they try to do it like too quick. Whereas women do it better. Like, like they break it down with their friends and they, do all the whatevers. They go on the overseas holidays and...
What Aaron's trying to say is women take on the trauma of a breakup head on. We feel it. We go through it. We cry, we talk, we stay out of the world for a bit, and then we heal, I think is the word, as best as we can. Then we try to tend to move on. And that is generally when the man comes back starting to cry and carry on, because in that period, he's gone out, he's trying to get with girls or boys or whoever he's trying to get with. He's not feeling, he's not healing, he's not doing none of them things. And then around, I don't know, the 3-month mark is generally the, I miss her, I wanna come back. Yep. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, but in my humble opinion and experience, that's how it's been.
Yeah, so that's in the hetero world anyway. The female will, she'll start to diet, she'll start to blah blah blah.
Yeah, we do a glow up. We do a glow up real good,
You do
women.
the glow up, and men sometimes do the glow up, but they also just get out there and
it's surface. For men, it's all surface stuff. Whereas women actually do a glow up. They actually change. They actually grow from it. Men appear that they're doing that, but deep down they're not really doing the work. And they just go from one relationship to the next unhealed. And don't go on Tinder the day after you break up. Don't do that. That's my advice.
Surely not.
Oh, no, you'd be surprised. People do it.
That's great.
Yep. Give yourself a bit of time. Okay,
Give yourself
guys?
a bit of time. Give yourself a little bit of time.
A little bit of time.
1 week is not even close. Like you're gonna cry for a while.
And it's not even that. It's not about crying. It's just give yourself some time to not do that to the next person, because you never know, right? You might have broken up with her, him, they, whoever, and you're like, you know what, stuff them. I'm going on here and I'm just going to have fun. But it's not fun for the other people that are on there that you might meet that might be a genuine person, but you're not actually emotionally ready for that next step because you're just on there. Okay? Yes. So don't go doing that. Just kick back.
I can't really... touch wood. I can't really speak for that experience because
done
the last time I was single, like Facebook wasn't even.
Oh my God! Oh, you've never had to do it. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest.
We had to feel our feelings in real life and write letters and.
You never wrote a letter? Did you write a letter?
You had to see him at the pub when you're charging up. Oh, I always loved you. You were the one I missed the most.
shame.
None of-
I've just got bad memories of that era.
yeah.
Now I like that you can just literally block a person and never see them again. I do.
Okay.
I do like that about the internet and internet dating.
Okay.
You will see them again, though, if you reactivate your Tinder because they'll pop back up. But other than that, so you've never had to do that. See, I've had to do that before. I've had to break up and then you go, oh, when's the right time to go on Tinder or on the apps again? And I think my longest was maybe 2 weeks. And look, guys, I was the one who got broken up with, so I'm not going to sit around and cry, all right? Getting back in the game. Sometimes you got to do that as well. Did I just contradict my whole advice? Who knows?
I think you just did, but that's all right. But yes, sorry, I can't speak from 2025 experience, unfortunately.
Man, what would you do if you had to be single again tomorrow? You'd be stuffed. Like, what do you do?
We've already had this discussion. I'm screwed. Like, we've already had the discussion. I don't even know how I caught her. I don't know how I'm going to catch the next one.
No, you just need to hold on real tight.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah. And just hope that she doesn't leave you because your game will be over, my friend.
yeah, look, if they ain't playing Freak Me Baby at the clubs, I don't know what
exactly
else to do.
Right. That blue light disco chat we had last week, if you didn't hear it on Them Yarns, go back and listen to the last episode. Aaron and I feel like we need to now do a blue light disco because the feedback has been phenomenal.
Everybody loved it, and I can see why. We said it was going to be early. We said we're going to be done by 9:30. Well, I said 10, so the babysitter doesn't know that we're going to be leaving at 9. But
well, we also had a very strong request for Redskins and Milky Bars to be there.
yes, could have some lollies.
Mixed packet of lollies. No Bullyman was also the request. So no cops.
That's interesting.
We'll
we
have a
can't
blue light
actually be the
disco.
blue light. We just have to have blue lights, not like the police sirens.
Might be the red light. Chooch!
Yeah.
Not the red light disco. Hey, what kind of disco are we throwing? On the
What
burst.
sort of disco? What sort of light are we talking about here? This is going from an adult party to an adult party. I don't know.
Oh no, we're not qualified for this.
we are not those people.
What kind of Milky Bars are you talking about? God damn it. Okay. That escalated real quick. God.
Holy smokes.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes, all right. But yeah, so there, who knows? You might get a little girlfriend at the blue light disco, a little boyfriend. That's a situation. We're creating dating opportunities, breakup opportunities here.
That's right.
It's all happening.
Yeah, we're just really just bringing the community together and trying to help people get over breakups, help them find new love.
Oh my God. But
help reconciliation. We're bringing together the First Nations people with the non-First Nations people, and who knows what can happen. Anything's possible.
this has really escalated. It really, really has. Hey, before anything else too, this week we were talking about the controversy of the Conservatives as well. And I guess this week we have to acknowledge something that really happened over in the States that has nothing to do with blue light discos. But Charlie Kirk, who was a right-wing political activist and kind of like a media personality, he was shot over in the States at a university. And I think pretty much everyone has seen that this past week.
Yeah.
And can I say, like, when these things would have happened back in the day, now this is not the first assassination in the history of, political spaces or personalities, but back in the day, like, you wouldn't see that stuff raw. And now we live in a generation where, unfortunately, I was subject to seeing the raw footage of that. I don't know if you also did.
No, I didn't look at it. I saw some people sharing it, but I was like, yeah.
Bro, I just was scrolling on the TikToks. If you follow us on TikTok, thanks for that. But up came a friggin' raw.
On TikTok?
Yeah, brother. The raw footage of the shooting, which was just... from a human to human aspect, no one wants to see that. No one should go out like that. And I think, if you don't know who he is, like he said some really controversial things, some racist things, bigoted things, homophobic things, like just weaponized words in this world against a lot of people. But I'm more surprised at, I guess, the reaction of people more so than the event. I think it's America. Like, I'm not very surprised that there's guns and people are getting shot and killed. That's horrible, but I'm not surprised that something like that happened when you have gun laws how they have in the States. But I'm more surprised at people's reaction. What about you?
Yeah. And I think one of the reasons I think the reason why people are so surprised is because it was something so public. But in the US in particular, like political violence has been escalating for a long time. You had Jan 6, you had a Democratic judge and her husband were killed like 2 months ago. So I wasn't surprised in the fact that it happened. But again, like you, I was really surprised by the number of Australians who were like, rest in peace, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
Yeah. And they had
really?
visuals, like they had visuals and everything in
Visuals and stuff, and I
Australia.
was
Like,
like, I get that he was an online presence, but yeah, I'm really confused. Like he's got military honors and military burial honors, and
wow.
all these people saying, "Oh, he was a great advocate for free speech," when like he tried to shut down free speech. He only wanted free speech of what he said. He didn't actually, he had a black list of academics, which unsurprisingly had a lot of black people on it that he thought were pushing an anti right agenda. And so he would do everything he could to try intimidate and, stop these people from teaching and all these other things. So he wasn't actually free speech. He was just more using the media and using the platforms that he had to make money.
Yeah, and like the thing about political violence should never be a thing and we should never accept that. It's happening right now in Gaza. It's happening. It's been happening. It's not like this is the first time you had Martin Luther King and others, Malcolm X and these political personalities and identities that were assassinated because of political violence. This is not new, right?
No, that's right. And that's the one thing I think I was the most surprised about. But it really says a lot about people in general. People like the left have started a war.
Yeah, it's
I was like,
crazy.
have you been paying attention to anything anywhere around the world? Like, this isn't new. Like, just because
Yeah.
somebody famous from your internet got killed, like, the left isn't starting nothing. Like, this political violence has been happening for a long time. And there's a reason why the FBI has a certain demographic. They're conservative. I won't say whether the details are because it triggers people, but they're 75% of all political assassinations and violence. That's who they are. And they're not left.
Yeah, I saw some of the responses from people about, people are celebrating his death. Like, I'm sure that happened. For me, it was more of a surprise that this person that really believed in gun rights and gun laws and was so staunch on like saying horrible things about other people that would never have any consequence.
In order for them to have their God-given rights, like that sort of stuff.
I saw the podcaster Theo Von, if anyone knows him. He's a bit of a comedian. He's pretty straight. He's pretty hillbilly. And I guess he has kind of wavered on both sides of politics. He's not very like overly political, but he is one of those people that is in the same sphere as your Joe Rogans and that type of people. But he also loves the black people like Cat Williams who are very down to earth and so he sits kind of like, I think he's just a very curious person. That's my observation of Theo. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy with the mad mullet and he talks like this. He's a bit of a hillbilly.
He talks like a hillbilly. Yeah. He talks like he's slow, but you can see like he's thinking really quickly.
Yeah, and he's grown up with like a bit of trauma around his childhood. So he often talks about trauma. He's actually quite vulnerable sometimes on his podcast. He tends to cry and he will interview lots of different people around the world. He actually interviewed Trump. I think it was maybe earlier this year. And
really?
He did. But then he just talked about his drug addiction at the time, like what happened and then like how. And because Trump he's never drank or had drugs. So Theo was like, yeah, I was into it. And Trump's like, really? Okay, that's interesting. Really? Okay. Yeah, so Theo actually came out and he did like a little spiel. It was just him in front of his podcast desk and was just yarning about how the Charlie Kirk assassination has made him scared because he's a podcaster and I guess he's a totally different, right? If you're in America right now and you're a podcaster, you're any sort of person that shares free speech or just any opinion in the public, I guess you would be afraid about what could happen to you. I can acknowledge it. I can understand that. Because imagine if you and I, here in Australia, people had guns. Would you and I feel a little bit being podcasters now and people who share, our views on the world, would we feel a certain type of way as well?
Definitely. I think when you have the chance of violence that they have in that country in particular, and you're a public figure, as sad as it is, the shooters become superstars.
Yeah.
Like we look at the last 3 people who have shot somebody famous and they're all like memes. They're all cult people. And I don't know what the full story is, but one of the theories is that this guy is this person that's come from this background where everything is a meme. It's all about funny and being political and rah, rah, rah. So it's not particularly around the politics. It's more everything he
Yeah.
did was a meme based culture. And that's how these certain type of
Yeah.
people act.
Well, I guess you can also look at somebody on the other side of it. Like, is it Luigi, the hot
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows who I'm talking about. I can't. He's the guy that assassinated the CEO.
CEO, yep.
But his thing is he's doing it for the people and against corporations. So I think this gun happy environment in America does not help any of them. And I think if there's any
No.
praise that we could ever give to John Howard, it was that he destroyed that whole legislation with guns in Australia and, reformed that so we don't have another massacre like we had down in Tasmania from gun violence. So yeah, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting time in the world. It feels very unsafe.
Yeah. And to get on my high horse, I think that's the purpose of what these sort of things do. And you try not to buy into the us versus them. And like the whole reason why these sort of things happen is it escalates the us versus them thing. Now it's like, oh, the left versus the right. It's a war. We need to fight each other. When in reality, it's just the billionaires that we need to fight.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are the problems.
They are. And then you're like me on the weekend when you just go into the mall and then you see a protester, a pro-Australian protester with a flag.
Doggies.
Yeah, so on the weekend, if anyone's not on my social media, I was just in the mall and was grabbing some lunch and I seen these two, I'm going to say older women, 60 plus, who were just sitting there with their Australian flags. So obviously had just come from the protest and I'd forgotten that there was another protest, pro-Australia, whatever you want to call them, protest. And I had to double take because they were eating sushi. And it's literally like the meme that we've been seeing going around.
Exactly, the one that goes in the Chinese restaurants.
I was like, there's no way I'm seeing this with my own two eyes. You can't make that. And I'm the worst person to see this in real life.
Yeah.
Like out of all the people, you did this in front of someone who's a podcaster and a black fella. So I was sitting there, I'm like, should I say something? Mind you, they're sitting in the middle of a pretty predominant like Asian food court and in terms of like restaurants. So there's not very much, I guess, mainstream food. It's a lot of like Asian restaurants and ethnic food. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating my Thai, noodle salad and I see black fellas sitting next to them. And then I see the rest of everyone else is kind of like just, a lot of Asian people, a lot of Indian people, just migrants, right? And so I'm sitting there going, should I say something? And I finished my feed and I was like, nah, okay, I got to say it. So I walked up to them and I said, oh, hi. This is me. Hi, did you guys go to the protest today? Oh, yeah, we did, the one at the Botanical Gardens, yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, how great is immigration that you get to sit here and eat that sushi? And they're like, it wasn't about immigration straight away. Like straight away, almost choking on the sushi. Yeah. And I said, whatever, and just cruised. I was like, I don't want to hear it, racist. Bye.
That's wild.
You have to say something,
Absolutely
right?
wild, yeah.
Because they're all happy to be in groups, right? And to march together down the street with their little flags and carry on. But when you're by yourself and you're sitting in that food court, you're going to have to answer to somebody.
Yes.
You're not in the safety of your little racist crew. So, I just said something. Not that it may have even made a difference, but to me, I'm like, I can't walk away and see this and not say nothing. This is stupid. And anyone that puts up with this behavior, this is where the hate comes from, right? It's just like, you got to call out this moronic crap.
Exactly.
Or else it continues.
Yeah. And that's, sorry, one last thing before we move on. The other really funny, when I say funny, I find it like amusing reaction is from my Christian family and friends glorifying this person who passed away. And then people who are not related anyway, have never been to church, also then using the Christian verses. And I'm like, I know you've never been to church. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know these people and they're like, God is good and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you've never been to church unless it's for a wedding or for a funeral. And now you're going to gam and pretend like you support his Christian views and you support his Christian values, etc., etc. And a few of my Christian family and friends had posted stuff. And I was just direct quoting him, like, like
Yeah.
one sister said something, and I was like, he said that black women don't have the brain power to do things. He's talking about you.
Mm.
And then another one said, I was like, he said if his 10-year-old daughter got raped, he would force her to have that
Have the
rape his
baby. Yep.
baby. And so I had like a different response for a whole bunch of people. And it was always, it's out of context. I'm like, no, like
It's
these
not
are
out of
direct quotes.
context.
You can look this up yourself on the internet. So,
Yeah.
and I think we've spoken about before, like how people have really confused religion and politics now. Like conservative politics is not
Yeah.
the religion, although people have made that. They've merged these two into this really
Yeah.
toxic thing.
What I think happens is people pick and choose parts of the religion that they
definitely.
want. Like I grew up next to, like I said in a few episodes, Baptist church mob. And I also grew up with cousins that were in Jehovah's Witness. And I also know Muslim people.
Yep.
And real God-fearing people are good people. It doesn't matter what religion they come from. They love whoever they love, as in God, Allah, whoever they believe in when they go to church or when they pray, whatever that looks like. But people who then are fundamentalists take and pick bits of religion that suit them and their narrative and how they might think and act.
Yep.
And that's all they believe in. They don't want to believe in the rest of the bits that, God doesn't judge or God didn't do this or God didn't do that. Yeah, that's where it gets confusing, right? And you can't just pick and choose when you want to. If you're going to quote that Bible and believe in it and live by it.
Exactly. And I think having my background where I was raised in the church and all that sort of stuff, that's a real mind freeze for them, because I'm like, I know the verse. Like, I know what you're talking about. I've read the Bible so many times. That's not how that verse goes. That's not what it's meant. Like, you forget the whole verse. This is what the rest of the verse is. Or this is what another verse says that contradicts what you're saying. So, but yeah, that was the other thing I found really weird. One was like black fellas who were praising him. I was like, you're a weirdo. And then like, obviously then the Christian ones who were like, oh, he's a man of God. And I'm like, yeah, being a man of God is a lot different to what it probably looks like in real life.
And just, I guess that's that then making a martyr out of this person,
Yes,
right?
I'm not trying to make him up. Yeah, exactly.
He's up there as this all glorified being. He was not that. He was a human being who said some really horrible things. Yes, he was a father. Yes, he was a husband. He was those things, but he was also those other things and stood behind what he said, and also worked for some very powerful people behind him. So yeah, it's a shame that America has come to what it's come to, but let's hope that Australia can settle down enough that we don't go down that extreme road.
Exactly.
All right, let's do How Black Are You? You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. This is going to be fun. Here we go. It's time to play How Black Are You? How Black Are You? It's the game that we haven't played in a while, Nagus.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a revival.
We have to play How Black Are You? It's the game where we challenge each other on our blackness, basically. And this one is with a twist. Now, we've done a couple of Q&A questions in the past. Now, I thought this one has come from me, being awake at 4 a.m., standard Carly.
Yeah,
and I
standard.
thought, you know what would be funny? If we did How Black Are You, but I want to do some sayings that black fellas do, and I want you to tell me what the white person equivalent of that saying is. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So what white fellas would say instead of what we would say. Okay, so I'm going to just chuck out a couple of lines, a couple of words. I might start with a nice little easy one for you. Okay? What does wamba? If we say wamba, it's like, yeah, that wamba. What would a white person say instead of wamba? Come on, that was easy. This is an easy one.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what the answer you come up with is. Out of their mind.
Yep.
Or crazy.
Crazy, bit wamba, bit cracked. Okay.
Yes.
That's an easy one. Okay, now what would a white person say? This is our saying. You ready? What about his old? What? What is the white person equivalent of his old? Come on.
What is the white person equivalent of his old? Oh my goodness.
Oh man. If you don't know how to spell it, it's Hizole. His old.
So there's two things for me. One, it would be get effed.
Yep.
Like, his old, get effed.
It's hard. This is a hard game. So his whole, if we say to someone, okay, let's use it in a sentence. Let's use it as an example. Yeah, did you see that fella? He got 6 tries on the weekend. His old.
Yeah. Yeah, but
The white
the way
person
I
equivalent.
the way I have also like the way I usually was saying it is just like, yeah, that's your man. So I'm like, his whole, you know what I mean? Like it's like a
Okay, it's also that. Okay,
yes. So that's where I.
I'll
So
take that.
the way that you're saying it is different to the way that I was thinking about it. But now I say, I don't even know what a word. I'm really great about this game.
Come on. His whole like, congratulations, mate. Like, I guess like
Yeah,
in my head, like his whole like, oh, he's got a new woman. Have you seen her? She's lovely. His whole
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, good on him. Yeah, good on him.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
Good on
think
him.
that's the white person version,
Yes,
right?
good
Good
on
on
him.
him.
Okay,
Okay,
good on him.
let's get on that. Okay, what about this one? If I say the black fella saying of that's not your walk, what is the white person equivalent?
That's not your walk. The Caucasian, the white person version of that is um something about. I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is an equivalent to
I'm
stop.
stumping Aaron Nagus on how black are you tonight, and I love it.
Just because I don't. I don't know if there's an equivalent to that's not your walk.
You know what I think the white person equivalent of it is?
Yeah.
So let's use it in a sentence or in in an example. Okay.
Mm.
If you see a black fella and they're walking across a football field by himself and you're all sitting in the grandstands or you'll walk your way,
Yeah.
some black fella will yell out, "Yeah, Aaron, that's not your walk."
Yeah.
I don't know where in history in Queensland that came from. It's not really a New South Wales thing. It's really the only time I ever hear it is in Queensland. No
Yeah.
doubt Corey's will try and steal it at some stage and call it theirs. But it's really a Murray and Torshada thing.
Yes.
So what is the equivalent of that?
So that's what I mean. Like the times that I've heard it, it's like you're walking up to the stage or something. You've just
Yeah.
got a school award. You walk on the stage like, yeah, that's not your walk. So look, I can't.
It's a shame thing, right? Like
It's a shame
it's
thing.
to make the other person shame and then
Yeah,
like,
conscious of what they're like,
con-
conscious of how they're walking,
yeah.
conscious of what they're doing. So
Maybe it's like the white person version is like, where are you going? I don't know. That's my
that's it.
bad
Like honestly, I
Aussie
can't.
accent.
I
I don't
don't
know.
think.
I don't know if there is one. I don't think
I
there's
don't think there is
nah.
one. Like, because not even other black fellas do that. That's where it's confusing.
All right, it's a tricky one. Let's move on to the next one. What if I say 1M? What's the white person equivalent? So let me use it in a sentence. Wait, now I've got to think about it.
Yeah, I was thinking, my brain is like,
oh no, this game's hard. That's why I picked
conversion?
it. How do we convert the word 1M? Like, where are yous off to? I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's. Well, I think I just spoiled that one, but
Yeah, I
that's
was about to say,
basically it.
I think you gave the answer.
I think that's it. Where are you off to? 1M?
Yeah.
Or 1M.
Oh,
Like
look,
1M's
which way?
a different. It can be a couple of ways, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, so even then I say, which way? What are you doing? What are you, Bob, doing today? Wenham? Like, where do you
1M?
want to go? It's like a question.
Or
Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
it's probably like a huh for white people. 1M is like huh or what? That's it.
This game is too hard.
I know it's challenging our brain. Okay, what about this one? This one's for the Corys. Okay, what do?
What do?
What do? If I come up to you and go, what do, Nagus? That's a Corey saying. I know that for a fact.
That's like, g'day, how you going?
Okay, there you go. Bing! He's on the scoreboard.
Goodness.
There we go. Now you're getting the hang of it. What about this one? What now?
What now? Like, what's going on? Or like,
what's happening?
What is happening? Or like, as a response to like, yeah, what now? Like, yeah, you wanted that. Now, what now?
Yeah. Okay. What about up ya? What's the white equivalent? What's the white fella equivalent of up ya?
There's a white equivalent.
Come on.
So the black version is talking about up here. So the white version would be something like sit on it and rotate.
No, it's not. It can't be that. Okay, let's give it a little sentence. Let's give it a little example. Yeah, I heard that's your woman. Up, yeah. That's how we would use it. So what would a white person say instead of up, yeah?
Conversion rate is not helping.
Oh no, is it? Would it be a? Oh, go away. Is that the white equivalent of up, yeah?
No, because like it's a really maybe I'm being too
You're
literal.
being too literal.
Like when somebody is saying up yeah to me, like I'm imagining like the fist and like like up yeah,
Up,
like
yeah.
yeah, up to, you know what I mean? Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I don't know what the white person equivalent of
I think I
up
know.
yeah.
I think I know what the white person equivalent of up ya is. It's like, oh. Is that the white person equivalent when they do this?
I
White
don't
people do
know
this.
because it's more of an like it's an insult back.
It is, yeah.
You know what
Damn
I
it.
mean? That's why.
Oh,
Yeah, something
that's
like that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. You're like oh, f
Oh,
you.
get stuffed. Get
Yeah, yeah,
stuffed,
yeah.
maybe. Maybe get stuffed, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Like,
Okay.
oh, F you, F off.
What about this one? Chooch? What is the white person equivalent of the black word chooch?
Um, so it would be like, what do they? Some of these things I don't know if it's said in the same context because,
Okay, let me give you some
like,
context. Hey, have you heard that Johnny Cash song, Burning Ring of Fire? Chooch!
toot. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, for me, when I think of when white people have the conversation, they just laugh or they say like, "Oh, get f," you know what I mean? Like it's
So what you're saying is
like
black people are
we
extra.
we have to narrate our reactions, whereas they just
They
like
just,
give you the finger or say something, you know, like they just laugh or they give you the finger or this, you know,
right.
whereas we narrate it specifically, you know, like that's not your walk is a really specific thing that I haven't seen other cultures do. Maybe they do.
I'm getting a
Like up,
theme
yeah,
of like we're a little bit bullying each other in our
yes.
community.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, it's really specific to like that's what when I said up here. Like every time I think of somebody saying up here, I think about somebody like doing a fist, like literally.
Up, yeah.
So that's what it makes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But chooch is kind of like up, yeah.
mm,
It is in the same category. Like
mm.
chooch, chair. Chair is also another one.
Like the one way I've had heard chooch used. If somebody says like, oh, you know, like oh yeah, bent over, blah blah blah. Like oh chooch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Okay. What about scrape della? What's the white person equivalent?
so I have to do the Bergen voice.
Go on.
You want a root, mate?
Give us a root there, girl. That's yucky.
It
Australians
is. It's
really
just
love the word root.
it's disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be it. The only other, I don't even know if I can say this on this podcast. Maybe I just leave it out. It's pretty gross. It's a Koori thing. I've heard Koori
Here we go.
No, I think it's too dirty. I think it's too dirty for the podcast. I'm gonna skip that one. If you want to know, hit us up and we'll send it to you on the Instagram.
Send you the DMs.
Hit us up in the DMs if you want to know that exclusive.
I want to know now, so make sure you send it to me.
I will. Okay. All right. Here's one more for the game. Are you ready? This is the last one. What is the white fella equivalent of the black saying "ear"?
I think they say the exact same thing. They just say, hey.
Boring.
Like, I think that's yeah, so.
Yeah. Shout out to Stephen Oliver. We love you.
Yes, that's still there.
Damn. Okay. That's it. That's the game. How black are you? Aaron Agus, congratulations. I think you're pretty black in that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that was a really good example of how comedy can be completely different, right? Like trying to think of I was trying to think of like time with my mates where it's just I'm the only black fella and how they would say that. And
it's hard. If you
half the things they wouldn't like, they just wouldn't have a thing for. Like they would never. None of my mates I'd know would like look at somebody walking and be like,
"That's not your
that's
walk.
not your mate. That's not your walk, mate." You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be a thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. What about sometimes one of them could be like, "That's your mate." I feel like that's a very Australian thing. Like that's your mate.
Yeah, that's your mate. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say for
No, you're too late now.
Yeah.
You're too late. You had your chance.
Your mate, but
You had your
it's
chance.
very hard. I'm not very good. I don't have good cross-cultural awareness, I guess.
You can teach black things. You just can't
teach
think
you
about
black-
it.
I can't
Cross-cultural.
do the reverse.
No, I can't
Yeah.
do it.
I need someone to give me some training.
If you, Mob, have any, other sayings that you'd like us to find out what the equivalent is for whitefellas, let us know. Hit us up on the TikToks, on the Instagrams and Facebook. And, we'll catch you next week. Laters, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Say true,